Good morning, Year 4. I hope you're ready for your Thursday maths lesson. I'm going to share my screen with you now. Okay, today is Thursday the 4th of February. Could you write today's date? And the learning objective to multiply 3 numbers together. Well done. Let's start with our review today. Here's a little multiplication problem for you. Now, you're going to need to remember today the two words product and sum. Now, remember, in the last couple of weeks, we've been using the term factor multiplied by factor equals product. Do you remember what the word sum means? That's right. The sum of a numbers is when you add the numbers together. What would that total be? So here I have a little problem for you. The product of two numbers is 24. The sum of the two numbers is 10. What two numbers would I circle? Pause the video and have a go at that now. Well done. So hopefully you circled the numbers 6 and 4. Now, why is it 6 and 4? Well, first of all, the product of the two numbers 6 and 4 is 24. So if I multiply 6 and 4 together, I have 24 because 6 4s are 24 or 4 6s are 24. And if I add 6 and 4 together, the sum is 10 because 6 add 4 is 10 and 4 add 6 is 10. Okay, now today we're going to be learning how to multiply 3 numbers together. Okay, let's start off with looking at a representation of a calculation. Here I'm using tickets, maybe cinema tickets. In this representation shown below, two numbers are being multiplied together. There are 7 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 3 rows of tickets, 1, 2, 3. So the multiplication I've got here is 7 times 3 or 3 times 7, which we know because of our multiplication or our times tables is 21. There are 21 tickets here altogether. Now, a third number can be introduced to this multiplication by creating a copy of this representation. So here's the representation that we just saw, and here's a copy of it. I've doubled it. Now, each group still shows 7 times 3. There's still 7 columns and there's still 7 rows, but I've got 2 groups of that now. There are 2 equal groups. Could you pause the video now and could you work out what multiplication is being shown by this representation? Well done. This representation shows 7 multiplied by 3 times by 2. 7 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2. Now in each one of these 2 groups I have 21 tickets. Now I need to take that 21 and I'm going to double it. 21 times 2 equals, well, what's 2 lots of 21? I know what 2 lots of 20 are, that's 40. I know what 2 lots of 1 are, that's 2. So I add them together and I have 42. There are 42 tickets in total. So 7 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2 equals 42. There are 42 tickets in total. So let's just remind ourselves here. The first thing you need to do is to calculate the total number of tickets in one group. Then you double the amount because there are 2 equal groups of tickets. Now let's use counters to represent a calculation. We're not using tickets this time, we're using number counters. Here I have 3 equal groups. And in each group, I have 4 times 2, which equals something. We have 4 columns of 2 rows, 3 times. First of all, we need to calculate how much is in one group. So what is 4 multiplied by 2? Use your times tables knowledge to work that out. Well done. That is 8. There are 3 equal groups of 8. Now I need to use that information to work out how many counters there are in total. So I take the 8 from each group and I multiply it by 3 because there are 3 equal groups. 8 multiplied by 3 equals 24. There are 24 counters altogether. So my representation that I had here showed 4 multiplied by 2 times 3. 4 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3, which equals 24 because there are 3 groups of 4 columns by 2 rows. Pause the video now, please, and have a go at this representation. Using digits only, complete the number sentences below. Firstly, work out what's going on in each group. Then work out what you need to put here. And then finally, what your 3 numbers would be here and what the total would be. Pause the video and have a go at that now. Well done. So in this first group here, we can see that there are 3 rows of 9 joules. 3 times 9 is 27. Let's just check that for each one of the others. There are 3 groups in total. Now here comes the slightly tricky part, because now we're going to have to take this number and we're going to have to multiply it by 3. 27 times by 3. Now there isn't a 27 times table. We're going to need to use our big math skills to help us. We're going to partition this number here to work out what it would be times by 3. So let's do that first of all before we can move on. First of all, I'm going to partition my number into 20 and 7. 27 partitioned is 20 and 7. 20 times 3 is 60. 7 times 3 is 21. I need to add those totals together now, 60 and 21, and I have the total of 81. So now we know how many joules there are altogether. There are 81 joules. So our calculation should be 3 times 9 times 3 equals 81. Mark your answer now and to see if you have got that correct. If you haven't, have a look back and see where you've gone wrong. Here's another way of showing this. This time I've written it using some stem sentences. I have some groups of counters up here. I have one group of 2 times 3, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4 equal groups altogether. Here we're going to fill in these sentences with the correct numbers. The set of arrays shows this, which would be 2 times 3, and it is repeated 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So the multiplication that we have here is 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 4. I wonder what's the easiest way to work that out. Let's have a think. I'm going to use this one first of all, 2 times 3. 2 multiplied by 3, very easy. I know my 2 times table and my 3 times table really well. I know that 2 times 3 is 6. I'm going to use this number now to say to work out the rest of it, I'm going to take that number and put it here because I know that there are 6 in this group here. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4 equal groups of 6. So I'm going to write number 4 there because I'm going to be timesing that 6 by 4. I know that 6 multiplied by 4 using my times table knowledge is 24. So in total there are 24 counters. Therefore, let's go back to our original calculation, which is 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 4 equals 24. How could I check that? Well, I could do 6, add 6, add 6, add 6. If you're feeling really unsure, you could count the counters, couldn't you? I'd like some of you to have a go at step 1 now. This time, I'd like you to look at how many groups you've got, of what array, and I'd like you to fill in the information here. What 3 numbers are being multiplied together? Start off with working out one group, and then when you have the answer for one group, multiply it by the number of groups you have, and you should get a total. Pause the video and have a go at that now. Well done. Pause the video now and mark your answers. Well done. Okay, now we're ready to move away from using representations. We're not going to use counters now, we're just going to use numbers multiplied together, and we're going to really need to rely on our times table knowledge. Here I have a calculation. 5 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2. 5 times 3 times 2. It's missing its product. So I'm going to need to work out what the product is. Now, first of all, I'm going to start with the first calculation. We start off by finding the value of that first calculation, 5 times 3. 5 times 3, I know my 5 times table and my 3 times table, I know the answer is 15. Now, with that 15, it is not, however, the final answer. The product here is not 15 because remember, I've got to use these digits here, this calculation, before I'm finished. Now we can rewrite the number sentence using the product from the first multiplication we solved. 15 can replace 5 times 3. Do you see? Now I have this calculation here. 15 multiplied by 2 equals this product. Pause the video now and see if you can work that out. You might know what 15 is doubled, or you might want to partition this number. Partition it into 10 and 5. So that would be 10 times 2 and 5 times 2, with the products, added together. Well done. The answer would be, of course, 30. So if we go back to our original calculation, 5 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2 equals 30. Pause the video now and have a go at step 2. Complete these multiplications. Show your workings out. Well done. These are the answers. Mark your answers now. Okay, now we're going into slightly trickier calculations now. Now we have some missing number questions. Now, when I have a missing number, but I know the product, I have to think to myself, how am I going to work this out? I need to find out 9 multiplied by 7 equals the product 63. So what am I going to do first? Well, I'm going to use the numbers that I do know. I've got 9 times 7 here, so I could ignore that for the moment and just do 9 multiplied by 7. 9 multiplied by 7 is 63. So this is the product 63, but I still need to add a number in here. What number would I add in here to make the product remain 63? That's right, it would have to be 1, because 63 times by 1 equals 63. So in our answer here, it would be 9 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 7 equals 63. Okay, let's have a go at another one now. I have this calculation. 8 multiplied by 4 multiplied by missing number equals 96. My product is 96. I'm going to start with these two numbers. I'm going to multiply these together to see what the product is. I know my 4 and my 8 times table. 4 multiplied by 8, or 8 multiplied by 4, is 32. Now I need to, this product, I need to multiply it by something to make 96. Why don't you pause the video now and have a think? What would you multiply 32 by to make 96? Let's see if you're right. So 32 multiplied by a missing number equals 96. Well, let's have a think. I'm going to partition my number here. So I'm going to, first of all, do 30 multiplied by a missing number to make 90. So I know that 30 times by 3 equals 90. I know that 2 multiplied by 3 equals 6. And here I have my answer. So 32 multiplied by 3 equals 96. So my answer here has to be a 3. Pause the video now and have a go at this one here. What do you think the missing number would be? We have missing number multiplied by 2 multiplied by 6 equals 48. First of all, start with this, 2 times 6. What is the product of 2 times 6? And then see how you get to 48. Well done. So 2 times 6, well, we know that, don't we? Because we know our 6 times tables and we know our 2 times table. That would be 12. So 12 multiplied by equals 48. So what would I need to multiply 12 by to get to 48? 4. So 4 times 2 times 6 equals 48. Let's have a go at a slightly more problem-solving calculation now. We're going to use these digits, these 3 digits. How many ways can you use all 3 of these digits to fill in the multiplication sentence? Think about how you could move these digits round. Think about what the product would always be. Pause the video and have a go at that now. Well done. Now hopefully these will be your answers. You could have 2 times 5 times 3, 3 times 2 times 5, 5 times 2 times 3, 2 times 3 times 5, 3 times 5 times 2, 5 times 3 times 2. Now, would the product always be the same with these different calculations? Pause the video and have a think. Well done. Yes, the product would always be the same. It doesn't matter which order you put the numbers. The answer would always come out the same. So let's work this out. 2 times 5 times 3. This is a nice easy way to do it. 2 lots of 5 is 10. 10 times 3 is 30. So our answer is 30. Would that work a different way? Let's try this way. 5 times 3 is 15. 15 times 2 is 30. So it makes no difference what order you put the numbers, the product will always be the same. Pause the video now and have a go at step 3 and step 4. Before you go on to digging deeper, answer your questions. Some of you might want to have a go at digging deeper challenge today. Pause the video and have a go at this. Finally, remember to answer them. Well done. I can't wait to see your marked answers later on this afternoon. Have a good rest of the day, Year 4.